Alright, ladies and gentlemen. New week, new Odyssey. Let's see if they're continuing the trend of interesting. Oops, all chimps. One big chimps game, piece by piece. Alright. Oh. Cool. So, hard difficulty is actually chimps. But, remember, there is a positive thing about chimps. We can retry the last round for free, and it doesn't give us any perks. Which I think should be an option in every single fucking game mode. But also have the continue there, so you can insert a bit of extra cash for those who can't complete the last level, but want to do it without restarting the whole thing. I think that's fair. Get rid of everyone. Who's my chimps bestie? Actually, let's have a look at the maps. The maps are somewhat generous. I don't know what the fuck this map is. I'm terrified that that is the map that I think it is. I don't like this map if it's the map that I think it is. Anyway, let's have a look. Oh god, yeah, it's raked. Okay. Easy, chimps, 1 to 30. Hard, chimps, 21 to 40. What's with all these fucking modifiers, man? I swear to god, if the last map is literally just chimps, 1 to 100, I'm gonna be so fucking annoyed. At the very least, nerf it, because it's a harder map. Anyway. Balloon speed, 300%. Cool. It's a nice map, though, so it's fine. Hard chimps, 21 to 40. With Moab speed and Moab health increased by 250%. Yay! I don't know why they specify selling disabled. Because selling not being disabled whilst it being chimps doesn't actually matter, because you can sell, but it sells for nothing. So if anything, you weaken your defense, or only make it stronger for like a round or two if you're making a massive regrow farm or some shit. Anyway, Adora's Temple, hard chimps, everything is camouflaged, regrow rate is 300%, and all is regrow. 41 to 60. Good amount of cash to begin with, I guess. Rake, hard chimps, least tiers 20, 61 to 80, 55k to start, and finally, I'm dreading this. Yep, okay, thank you for these, fuck you for these. They really don't balance out very well. Underground, hard chimps, 160,000 to start with, that is incredibly generous, and 81 to 100. Okay, I'm not gonna like this Odyssey, I don't think. Especially not the last two maps, fuck those two. Anyway, let's work with what we can. Who's really good late game in chimps? I reckon the amount of XP that Sai would get from late game would pretty much get him to second ability in like 2 or 3 rounds, which is pretty solid. I mean, even first ability is amazing. Just trying to think, is there anyone that I believe would be better? Azili's good for chimps, specifically bads and big Moab annoyances. So I think maybe I'll choose Azili. I haven't really tested out Rosalia a lot, and I don't want to do it in a chimps run. I've heard great things about Corvus soloing entire maps, but I don't know if that's still the case, because I feel like he's been nerfed and or buffed since then. I don't think it's buffed, but yep. Ben is entirely fucking useless here. Let's go Azili. Now, no top path bomb shooter. Okay. I don't think that really limits my plans, honestly. You've given me a good chunk of my favorite towers, which I appreciate. But yeah, top path bomb shooter and top path's factory weren't really on my list of must get straight away. Am I leaving anyone out? No, you can take everything. Cool. Also, it's extreme mode. It is extreme mode. I almost forgot about that. 10 seats, max is 40, so 4 of each. Seems fair. Now that I know and realize that it's extreme mode, first of all, we're not bringing 4 fucking villagers along. I barely use them as it is. They're literally just brought along just in case I need them. But most of the time I don't, so it's fine. Which means 1, 2, and 3 extra buddies. Okay. I think that'll do. Now. God damn it, my wound opened up again. Have you ever gotten a cut or an injury or just anything that starts to bleed right on like a joint? Or like a joint, I guess? Like your elbow, for example. You ever scrape your elbow, have it all bleeding and stuff, and then like, you know, you put a band-aid on it and you take it off and it's all good. And then you like flex your bicep and bring your arm towards you, and then it just reopens that wound. I fucking hate that. It takes so much longer to freaking heal. Anyway, that's what I'm experiencing right now on my right hand, index finger, top little knuckle. Like, not the one you punch with, not the next one up, but the one after that. The one right before the fingernail. That knuckle has got like a little cut across it because I was doing some sanding and my hand slipped a couple of times and just sort of like dragged against what I was trying to sand, which not fun, but it happened. Okay, so it's 1 to 30. Balloon speed is increased by a dramatic amount, which to me screams... What does it scream? What does it scream? Factory, maybe? It's a long map. Even with 300%, it's a pretty long map. So Azili can handle weak asses pretty well. And then this boy, we can hopefully build up to a very substantial everything else killer, I guess. I'm hoping, because if we can get away with doing this, the Odyssey's won. The Odyssey's easy as fuck. If we can get away with a Spactory being our first tower used on the first map that we've played, while the game is relatively on the easier end of things. Because not only did we manage to get through it with one tower, but the tower in question is a fucking support tower. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've been craving a support towers only mode. I know some other people are on the same bandwagon with me, but it is sadly not a thing yet. However, it hasn't stopped me from trying to beat the game with support towers only. And admittedly, at the time, the only support tower that actually dealt damage was the Spactory. So, you know, it was basically an all Spactory run. But, nevertheless, it was doable up until the mobs started coming out a little bit more clustered, and then things kinda hit the fan. But my thought process is spiked balls might just win this. Obviously faster production and even faster production are ideal as well, but my thought process is that spiked balls can do extra damage to ceramic and fortified balloons. We won't even see either of those things getting to round 30. So long as Azili can hold off, which I think she will be able to do, then we can get this and live a relaxing, happy life where everything is well. Okay. Scary yellow balloons. Oh. So, lot of difficulties at work lately. Essentially, one person's gone on a holiday. That is my, not senior, colleague, I guess. We're on the same level in terms of job title. So one of my colleagues has gone on a holiday and won't be back for 2 weeks. And the other colleague that was the same job title as me is in some deep shit, and we don't necessarily know if they will be able to come back and work with us again. They will find out tomorrow. Hopefully they can, because otherwise I am literally the only person of my job title in the entirety of the production area, which would suck ass, because I'd have to carry fucking 2 other people's worth of work on top of my own, and it's already made a noticeable dent in our production finish times. Like, ordinarily we'd be able to finish like 10, 15, if we're really good, up to like 30 minutes early, but ever since both of them have been away from work, it's been abysmal. It's like 10 to 30 minutes after we were meant to finish. Anyway, this seems like a pretty solid defense, and I'm glad it fucking worked out. I was really scared about the 300% there, but turns out 300% ain't shit. It ain't shit. Anyway. Oh, no way. Chimps. Right, what's this one's deal? Moabs suck ass. Oh, sorry. Moab sucks ass. Singular. Right. Since that's the only thing, and we've got a mob killing machine I like to call Azili. What do we think? Soup? Super monkey. Bottom and middle. So Azili will have to pop all the leads, which is completely doable. But then this soup can pop all the purples and camo purples that Azili doesn't even realize exist. That sounds good to me. I don't know why, but it feels like now that we've got a super monkey instead of a spactory that we will we'll be earning more money. Is that weird? That feels weird. I think it's just because I can actually see the super monkey attacking and watch the money go up. So I know that like every single pop is gonna give me an extra $1. Whereas with the spactory, it's kind of just abruptly ended. And it's just like, done. Your money, sir. Here you go. And I'm just like, huh? Wait, what? And it just feels like I've missed it. Whereas with the super monkey, I'm watching it go up. I know the money's real. I know it's coming in at its hopefully regular rate. Go. Camo detection. And then we just get some extra range on this guy. And I think, fingers crossed, we'll be fine. Can you attack? Far more damage to mob class balloons. Beautiful. Already on its way. The death of a Moab. Come on, there we go. That's almost whole map range. Now, can we afford either of these? No. Will I attempt to? Also no. Am I gonna buy anything else if I can help it? Also no. Cool. Alright, I think we just wait for the Moab and get ready to wing it. Not much more we can do, really. Can't sell. Suppose I could buy some of this, but drains 10 lives doesn't seem like a very good ability. I'll admit, fuck up on my part with that. Fuck them up, team. Oh yeah, the slight knockback. That's actually slowing the mob down. That's nice. Come on. Just pop it. All you need to do is pop it. Thank you. Beautiful. Oh my god, this Odyssey is going perfectly. Oh my god. So essentially, from what I can tell, just by looking, we've not lost anything of importance. Is that rude? That's a little bit rude. But a Spactory and a Super Monkey, let's face it, if you've watched many of my Odysseys, how many times do they pop up as prominent figures? You know? Spactory, maybe a bit more than the Super Monkey, as just like a backup tower, just in case. But let's face it, other than the village, and maybe the boomerang, all of these other towers are my main towers to use. And we've got them all for these last 3 maps, which I think is amazing. Anyway, this has been Oops, All Chimps, Part 1. Part 2 will feature these 3 maps, and as always, will be out tomorrow. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.